It's a ridiculous claim, bro. You think Jeremy Meeks, who come from streets, from a broken family, was eating world-class?
We don't know what he ate. Nobody is saying that he grew up on sushi. He probably ate some sushi here and there. Maybe he stole sushi. Maybe he shoplifted a lot of food. Considering how he grew up, that's totally possible.
Sushi for dinner.
The world is a warfield. Woke up from a dream just earlier, and it pretty much summarized what this world is. Hate to break it to anyone who doesn't see this, but each and every person that was brought into this world lives in an evil, malevolent, sadistic design. This world is life eating life just to survive. On the surface, you have the pretty blue skies and the pearly white clouds, but that is all just an illusion, so as to distract you from what this place actually is. You are thrown into the body of an animal that needs to constantly be fed and maintained. It is physical, and so it will fall apart over time. People will judge you for what vessel you were born into, even though you were forced into it from the start. Even just the act of being born is evil and reprehensible. You are born without any memories, into the body of an infant that is solely reliable on the parents to survive. At any point, you could have gotten aborted and torn limb from limb, and you would not have been able to defend yourself. And then as you age, you are forced to develop sexual feelings for another creature who does not have the capabilities to reciprocate those feelings. Does the dog want to be the dog? Does the cat want to be the cat? Does the human want to be a human? Our own biology is disgusting. We eat food and then piss and shit it out of ourselves. We need showers to maintain cleanliness. We need physical and mental support just to keep going. We are born onto the ground because the creator of this place likes looking down upon us. The very act of gravity keeps us restrained. And the worst part, not a damn person realizes any of this. Billions of people here, the majority suffering, working your life away because someone thinks they're better than you, hoping for a heaven to come after we die, when we should have been born into one to begin with, praying to someone who doesn't answer us. Being tested by the limits of this world, there is nothing beautiful about life, at least not in this hell of a realm. This is real hell, not some biblical imaginary bullshit. Every living being on this molten rock needs to kill other living beings in order to survive. There are barely any pleasure and endless torturous pain that is maximum for incels and still severe for rest of them. From birth to the development of life and its transcendence and perpetuation through death, violence, and conflict, as well as the supremacist nature, are essential. It is not possible to dissociate life from such elements. Why does this happen? Simple. The universe as a whole is a gigantic war hunting ground where only those who are born fit have the ability and blessing of Father Tezcatlipoca to grow and remain. There are no judgments, only cultivation and causality. Human behavior, for example, is an externalization of the individual essence of the person. Such essence is already born with it. In other words, yes, there are humans and living beings destined to be destroyed and not have perpetuity, and so it has always been and always will be. There is no dissociation between the will and action of the true creator of the universe. He is bloodthirsty, violent, and warlike, just like the universe, and just like the true man should be. And yes, there are people with and without spirit. Most of the world's population belongs to the first group, and people with spirit are rare. Less than 3 to 1% of the human population. That's why we have the history of the way it developed, and that's why most of the population suffers, is mechanical, and will not have full development, because they were not made for that. Civilizations, for example, are just ways of desecrating, controlling, causing suffering, and destroying people without spirit. That is why they fall all the time. They are not the full manifestation of the behavior of man with spirit, and therefore they are entropic. Man is here to follow what the Creator has done. If he does not do so, it is because he knows that such laws will destroy him. Only those who possess spirit will have the capacity for spiritual immortality and material perpetuity. Reality is not hidden. Even animals and fungi know such facts. Needing a human creation to understand this is the behavior of someone without spirit. And it is obvious that Nietzsche, even if he came close to this, did not reach the correct understanding, since the true understanding of knowledge leads to the perpetuity of life, something that neither he nor anyone who follows his ideas can achieve. But this is inevitable, since everything he wrote or did is nothing more than an externalization of his entropic, spiritless nature.